In tonight's cover story, will the Evanston City Council sack Northwestern University's plan for a new football stadium? The university is proposing a privately funded, nearly billion-dollar development.
But the school says the city has to okay its plan to hold concerts there for the project to move forward. As WGN's Mike Lowe reports, it's the subject of a heated debate in the North Shore suburb.
It's a September football morning on Central Street in Evanston, near Northwestern's Ryan Field.
So we're literally steps away. We're half a block from the stadium.
At 10 Mile House, a restaurant and bar in the shadow of the stadium, owner Fred Gale,
Our business probably triples versus a normal Saturday.
is serving brunch on one of the busiest days of the year. Even though one of the nation's top teams is in Evanston,
So they want to build a new stadium, and then all the houses that live near here are upset about it.
the talk at the tables is about a contest happening off of the field.
Part of me, it's like you bought a house next to a stadium.
Northwestern University is proposing to tear down Ryan Field, the 97-year-old stadium that looms over this upscale residential neighborhood.
Inspired by the old Chicago Stadium, the new Ryan Field will host the best sightlines in college sports. Spectators will see the game as if it's on a big screen.
And replace it with a privately funded $800 million facility, a gift from NU billionaire benefactor Patrick Ryan.
Because our student athletes, they're top-notch, and they deserve to play in the best facilities.
So we're proud to have our name on it.
The university envisions the new Ryan Field as a venue for sports and concerts. NU first proposed 15 concert dates, then scaled back the request to 6.
No commercial zoning. No commercial zoning.
But that plan has set off a heated debate in the city.
There's a big difference between the level of activity you would see for a typical football game and that you would see for a rock concert.
Leslie Williams is the president of a group opposed to the concerts.
To be clear, we're not opposing the renovation of the stadium. What we're opposing is rezoning this area to a commercial entertainment district.
Evanston residents have been protesting the proposal.
Hey, Northwestern, what do you say? It's time to negotiate CBA.
At a series of contentious Land Use Commission meetings.
It's simply not reasonable for one of the wealthiest universities to claim that without $2 million in concert revenues, the new Ryan Field will fail.
We are not Arlington Heights or Schaumburg.
Not sure what I'm supposed to tell my kids when they can't sleep at 11 p.m.
It will be backed up for miles.
Neighbors are concerned about traffic and hindered access to Fire Station Number 3 and Evanston Hospital. They're also concerned about excessive light and noise, which the university says would be mitigated by advances in technology and architectural design with a state-of-the-art canopy. The university declined WGN's request for interviews, but at public meetings, it touted the potential benefits: added green space, public markets, ice skating, outdoor movies, and an entertainment venue that could make the stadium a year-round attraction, an economic engine, rather than a building dormant for all but 1 week of the year.
I believe it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for people of color and women.
Northwestern officials say the project could create nearly 3,000 construction jobs, with more than a third of those targeted for minority and women contractors, and about 500 permanent jobs. But the university's director of neighborhood and community relations says all of that is contingent on concerts.
This project cannot and will not move forward without this approval.
Is that a bluff?
No, that's not a bluff.
Mark Gannis is the preeminent national authority on the economics of sports stadium developments. He negotiated the new Yankee Stadium's construction, the sale of the Cubs and Wrigley Field, and projects with 2/3 of the teams in the NFL. He says Northwestern is ready to punt if the city pulls the plug on the concert plan.
This is actually real. If you don't have the 6 events, you'll lose another $1.5 million to $2 million in suites. You'll lose another $1.5 to $2 million in advertising and sponsorships. So the total is $5 to $6 million, and that's in perpetuity.
But on October 12th, the Evanston Land Use Commission rejected the concerts in an advisory vote. The ultimate decision will come from the 9-member City Council, which appears evenly split since one member is a Northwestern employee and has pledged to recuse himself. So that means Evanston Mayor Daniel Biss could be the deciding vote. So far, he has not publicly revealed his position and declined our request for an interview.
A lot of people have been affected in all this.
The debate is happening as Northwestern football is embroiled in a hazing scandal that cost longtime coach Pat Fitzgerald his job.
It is a toxic culture that was rampant.
And has the university facing multiple lawsuits, not only from Fitzgerald, but also from several former student athletes.
My experience playing football at Northwestern University haunts me to this day. I never will forget the mistreatment.
Also simmering in the background is the tension over the university's tax-exempt status and the city's strained budget.
Because we'll have other council business as well.
But Alderwoman Eleanor Revelle says that issue should not be negotiated through the zoning code.
We would be saying we'll change our zoning code if you give us enough money.
Northwestern is offering a one-time $10 million investment to create a job skills program in Evanston and annual payments of $2 million in tax revenue to the city, $500,000 to Evanston Public Schools, and $250,000 to support an Evanston community event. The university and the city each commissioned their own economic impact studies, showing a new Ryan Field would generate between $77.8 and $98 million in annual spending.
It's going to be double-digit millions of dollars, close to 9 figures of annual economic impact. That's a win.
Some residents say that's not enough and want a binding community benefits agreement that includes payments in lieu of taxes. Another issue involves parking. Under the NU proposal, shuttle buses would bring concert crowds from the lakefront campus and downtown Evanston to the stadium.
The plan prohibits parking in the neighborhoods. Therefore, we would need more parking in other places, so there would be more shuttle buses for that.
If their idea is that they're going to have all these shuttle buses taking people from downtown to the stadium, they would have to have hundreds and hundreds of buses to be able to do that. And so we just think it's completely unrealistic.
On game days, fewer than 2,000 people take public transportation. The vast majority of fans arrive by car, and many tailgate in the lots next to Ryan Field.
This is a real tailgate. I've been a Northwestern fan through the ups and downs.
David Spitolnik is part of the Field of Opportunities Count Me In campaign that supports the new stadium.
The people who say it's going to diminish our property value don't look at all the studies that have been done around stadiums that have been rebuilt and the enhancement of property values around the stadiums.
Inside of the current stadium, which is showing the strains and stains of a century, loudspeakers blare music. Signs encourage fans to get loud, along with the band and their raucous student section. From the grandstand to the hot dog stand, the Northwestern proposal is such a red-hot topic that most business owners we spoke with declined to go on record with their opinions. But the owner of Mustard's Last Stand is offering qualified support for the concerts.
Before the approval goes through, it's rebel. We think it's a good thing for everyone.
That's the question that will be debated as opponents and proponents seek a compromise, trying to find out if there's more than one way to skin a cat. At Ryan Field in Evanston, Mike Lowe, WGN News.